Hello, my wonderful listeners. Thank you for joining me for another episode. I'm your host, Dr. Aman, and today we are diving deep into a topic that has relevance to every individual's life: how to maintain consistency in life. Consistency is the secret ingredient to achieving success in any area of life, whether it's in fitness, your career, or personal development. It's like the water that gradually wears away the storm. Now, you might wonder how that analogy makes sense. So, let me clarify. If you have ever observed a waterfall, you might have noticed that the falling water over time carves a pathway through the hardest of stone, not because of its force, but because of its consistency. It's the same with us, isn't it? It's not about making a massive change in one day, but about making small changes consistently every single day that leads us to transformation. Just consider the difference between someone who exercises regularly and someone who does not. According to a study by the American Heart Association, people who exercise moderately for 150 minutes per week, that's just a little over 20 minutes a day, have a 33% lower risk of mortality compared to those who do not. This shows the consistency in physical activity can significantly affect your health and longevity. But it's not just about health, is it? Take any successful person you admire, be it Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, or LeBron James. The common thread binding all of their success stories is, you guessed it, consistency. Let's take an example from the tech industry. Consider Google, which, as of my knowledge, owns around 92% of global search engine market share. How did they achieve this? It was not an overnight success, but a result of consistently enhancing and updating their algorithms, providing users with more relevant and faster results. And remember, consistency does not mean not failing. In fact, failure is an integral part of the journey to success. Just consider Thomas Edison, who is famously quoted as saying, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." It was his consistent attempts that led to the invention of the practical electric light bulb. Consistency is often paired with discipline, and while they may seem similar, they aren't. Discipline often means doing what needs to be done, even if you don't want to. In contrast, consistency means doing it so often that it becomes a part of you. It's what you do, not what you force yourself to do. This brings us to the question: how can we maintain consistency in life? Well, it's a four-step process: setting clear goals, breaking down the goals into manageable tasks, tracking progress, and celebrating small wins. Let's start with setting clear goals. It's essential because without a destination, you are just aimlessly wandering. A clear goal not only gives you direction, but also serves as a motivation to stay consistent. For instance, if your goal is to lose weight, it might be something like, "I want to lose 10 kg in the next 3 months." It's specific, measurable, and time bound. Next is breaking down the goals into manageable tasks. This means diving the large goal into small steps. So, if you want to lose 10 kg in 3 months, break it down to losing approximately 0.83 kgs per week. This makes the task seem less daunting and more achievable. Then comes tracing progress. It's crucial because without it, you won't know if you are moving toward your goal or away from it. There are many ways to track progress. It could be as simple as marking X on the calendar of each day you stick to your diet and exercise regime, or using a mobile app to monitor your weight loss. Finally, celebrate small wins. This is an important yet often overlooked part of maintaining consistency. When you acknowledge and celebrate small wins, it reinforces the behavior you want to repeat, thus creating a positive feedback loop that increases consistency. Now I can hear some of you saying, "Dr. Aman, this sounds great in theory, but life is unpredictable. What happens when I fall off the bandwagon?" And my answer is, it's okay. It's human to falter and make mistakes. What's important is to recognize it, learn from it, and most importantly, get back on track. So let's spend the rest of our time together exploring practical strategies and sharing inspiring stories to help you build and maintain consistency in your life. Now that we have laid the groundwork for understanding consistency, let's dive into the practical aspect. And remember, it's not about perfect, it's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. That's how change occurs. Now let's dive into a remarkable story of someone who embodied consistency in their life. Do any one of you remember the name Jeff Bezos? Of course you do. The founder of Amazon, a man whose name is synonymous with e commerce. Now, Amazon wasn't always the giant that we know it to be today. It started as a simple online bookstore operating out of Bezos' garage. But it was not the concept that made Amazon successful, it was Bezos' consistency. From the start, he had a clear vision of making Amazon the world's most customer centric company. He once said, "We see our customers as invited guests to a party, and we are the hosts. It's our job every day to make every important aspect of the customer experience a little bit better." That vision of consistent improvement, of consistently focusing on customer needs, made Amazon the giant it is today. Bezos didn't allow initial failures to deter him. Instead, he consistently worked toward his vision. And now, Amazon has over 300 million active customers worldwide. And you know what's the best part? We can all apply the same principle of consistency to our life, and the results can be just as transformative. So, how do we do this? Let's start by taking small steps every day toward our goals. It's not about doing a lot at once, it's about doing a little bit every day that brings us closer to our goals. As the old saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. However, consistency is more than just making steps. It's about maintaining a positive attitude. It's about believing that no matter how difficult things get, if we stay consistent, we can achieve our goals. A study conducted by the University of California in 2017 found that maintaining a positive attitude could boost one's ability to cope with stress and even improve health outcomes. And speaking of health, let's not forget about the importance of consistency taking care of our bodies. As per a report by the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, adults who engage in a high level of physical activity are biologically up to 9 years younger than those who are sedentary. Yes, you heard it right. Regular physical activity can essentially reverse the aging process. And then, of course, there is the aspect of mental health. A study by Harvard Medical School found that mindfulness practices, when done consistently, can actually change the structure of your brain, making you more resilient to stress and boosting your overall well being. So, to maintain consistency, it's crucial to care for our physical and mental health consistently. And this does not mean you need to run a marathon or meditate for hours each day. It could be as simple as taking a brisk walk for 30 minutes or practicing mindfulness for 10 minutes every day. Remember, friends, it's all about consistency, not intensity. You don't have to do it all at once. You just have to do something, no matter how small, consistently. And before you know it, you will see a change. And as we draw this episode to close, I want to remind you all one thing: you are capable, you are strong, and with consistency, there is no goal that you cannot achieve. So go forth and bring consistency into your life. I promise you, the rewards will be worth it. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, life is a journey, and consistency is the key that unlocks success. Stay consistent, stay strong, and keep moving forward. Until next time, this is Dr. Aman signing off.
Worldwide interests. Every interest. Fall here. Subscribe for interesting and full of knowledge videos.